For a long time, I have been of the opinion that I personally can't stand what Twitter has become, where a lot of conservative alternate opinions have been banned off the medium, not because they're telling lies, not because they really have misinformation, but because Twitter is like the world piazza, and the piazza was hijacked from regular life and it became privately owned in the form of online social media networks like Facebook and Twitter. And right now, my personal opinion is that Twitter is a free speech hating piece of crap. So I'm not like, oh my gosh, a billionaire wants to come in and buy it. Listen, billionaire's gonna billionaire, if you know what I mean. In his case, he says a lot of the right things as it pertains to free speech on Twitter, okay? Because I think it's a horrible place, and it's not a place that is democratic. It doesn't support democracy. It supports fascism. It tries to keep people gagged as opposed to being free to express their thoughts and opinions on things. Consequently, here's the deal. If Elon Musk comes in and buys Twitter, it could go one of two ways, right? If he fails miserably and it crashes and it destroys the medium, that's okay. I hate what it is now, and I'd rather not have it in the world at all. But however, let me also say, if Elon Musk comes in and he does an amazing, fantastic job being a hero for free speech, and he brings this thing back to life in the name of free speech, and he really lives by that credo, like the First Amendment, I wouldn't have a problem with that either. It could enormously change the direction the world is going in if it becomes an influence to restore a lot of faith into real democracy. Then who could argue with that? You can't argue with that. I personally kind of want to see Elon succeed to take this company over because I'd just like to see what he does with it. And assuming it's a success, I thought about buying stock just because, not only to make like a little on the premium, it would be a gamble. I could lose something on it, all of it, God knows. I thought if I bought some, then I would then get the right to vote on it. I would kind of like to be part of that democratic vote as a stockholder. I'd be like, yes, I want to have this vote, sell it to Elon, okay? Because Twitter is a social media site, because it's on the internet, and because it's on your smartphone, and because of the way those things work, we know the digitally addictive nature of this thing. People are going to have a really hard time giving this up. It's going to be like giving up heroin. They're just going to be on. No, they're going to love to be on here, and they're going to be like trolling and going nuts. So I don't think that you're going to lose a lot of users if he takes it private. People are like, oh, we're going to leave it. I don't think you're going to leave it. They could conceivably take Twitter off of the app stores, because really what we're talking about here are the monopolizing mediums here in question are not necessarily Twitter. It's Apple and it's Google that will they'll be like trying to regulate Elon and say, hey dude, you can't have Twitter now if you have this person, that person, or people discussing this or that. Suddenly it's going to be extremely hard for him to keep it up there. However, he still is the richest man in the world, and given that, he can put up quite a battle. So I'm voting yes on this, and I don't necessarily know that that would be a good thing or a bad thing, but whatever Twitter is now, I will reiterate, is a big piece of crap, and I would love to see someone genuinely come in and try to make it a free speech platform again. It could change the direction of the world, the direction the world's going. So by all means, Elon, come in and buy it. If he's sincere about wanting to fight for free speech, he could be seen as a very heroic figure in this arena. So I'm for it. I don't think we have a lot to lose if we are people who genuinely value free speech, and seeing if he can make it a success doing so. 2 weeks ago, it was Will Smith smacking Chris Rock on the face. This week, it's, oh my God, Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter. It's like a big deal. Do it, man. Disrupt the system, please. I'm inspired by what you're doing, because if I had your economic wherewithal, I'm like, yeah, I'm inspired by that. I seriously thought, can he buy Facebook and do the same thing over there too? Because then you'd have the two big ones. And if you could restore freedom of speech to both of those platforms, that would be marvelous, baby.